Good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to my den of iniquity. And here it is Sunday morning, and I am busy chopping chocolate, as today is the birthday party for my godson, who turns 1 year old today, little baby bear. So Mama Bear invited me to help out with the preparation. And since they're already doing a cake, no, sorry, I didn't have the chance to make the cake. I volunteered to make a giant cookie to bring to the birthday party. Because a homemade cookie is much, much better than those things, overpriced things you buy at the store. That simply involves getting some chocolate ready. Didn't have enough chocolate chips, so I'm chopping up some chocolate to go into the dough. And it's really as easy as that. Oh yeah, right. I'm sorry. I actually said there's such a thing as too much chocolate. My bad. Let me stick this in the fridge for a few minutes. Maybe even the freezer. Okay. Thank you for waiting. One, two, three. Yes, indeed. The Sunday morning chaos baking show. Yeah, you know, that's not a bad title. 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Yeah, like he said. Optional ingredient, maybe about 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, which is interesting. I know this is not used as regularly as it probably should be. It's a stiffener so that when this rises, it will be more, I guess, flexible or durable and less likely to collapse. Not that cookies have much of that problem. 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. Now for a very important step. Whisk it. Took me a while to realize how important it is to whisk your dry ingredients together, because we are of course incorporating air into it. And that, quite frankly, is a crucial step. Again, maybe not as much because we're making a giant cookie, but especially for cakes and pastries. Helps the batter to rise, makes the cake more airy or fluffy. And voila! Our dry ingredients are done. It's that easy. Next up, got ourselves a nice bowl here. Yes, I know exactly what kind of bowl that is. Plop. And plop. Come on, plop. Plop. The thing with a cookie, this is going to be 3 of these. 1, 2, hope I used a big enough bowl. 3, and 5 of these, brown sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's got a total of 2 cups of sugar. The difference, of course, with white sugar and brown sugar, if you use more brown sugar than white, you have more of a chewy cookie, which people love. More white sugar than brown sugar gives you more of a, I guess you could say, a cakey cookie, which people also love. You know, they never show you this in those cooking videos where you goof and have to upgrade. Anyway, I'm still proud that this is still a Pyrex. 2 eggs. And since I'm low on eggs and these are my last 2, I better break these carefully. Good enough. Vanilla extract. Pure vanilla extract, of course, none of that imitation stuff. Which again, there's nothing wrong with the imitation stuff. The pure stuff is simply better. There we go. This is almost pure sugar, butter, and a little bit of egg. Tempted to dip into this right now. Yeah, I like these antiques here, especially the ones that you can find dirt cheap. Today is Sunday, which means it is flea market day in a lot of areas. So chances are a number of you are going to watch this video later, after you've come home from browsing your local flea market. Have fun. Hope you find some interesting treasures there. So that means we get to the other fun part. Time to knead. And making a cookie is really just that easy. Mix the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. Yeah, places like the Food Lab have actually done silly experiments finding out if it's better to mix the dry ingredients into the wet or the wet into the dry. Their conclusion was it's actually better to mix the wet ingredients into the dry. Apparently it's a consistency thing. Very much appreciate your patience as I'm not really going at a very fast clip. I tell you, if I was on one of those reality TV cooking shows, I would not last very long. In fact, I've sometimes thought of that. No, not applying to one of those shows, because, as I said, I would not last very long. But if I were to go on the show, I know what would happen. The producers, first of all, of course, reality TV is nothing like it. The producers of the show, in addition to putting you in a completely artificial environment, always ask the cast and crew members to kind of like enhance their personalities or play up on the drama and the quirks and other things to give more interesting TV. So if I went on that show, they would probably have me bring a ton of cast iron, pots, pans, and the like. Then there would be a lot of pratfalls as I would try moving those heavy pots and pans into small spaces, or stuffing them into cars, or dropping them, or getting into fights because people aren't cleaning them correctly. I would probably last until about maybe the second or third week. Maybe make 1 or 2 good dishes in cast iron, while the other cast members would, of course, talk behind my back in those stupid interviews that they do constantly, saying how he's not a real chef. I mean, he's nothing more than a home cook. And what is it with all the cast iron? Why is he so obsessed with it? I mean, other things work better than cast iron. Finally, probably by about week 3 or so, I would be eliminated. I would do something to screw up and get fired. And of course, I'm saying all this, without any anger or jealousy or anything like that, because that's just how I know TV, and I know simply for a fact that is what would happen. So instead of that, I'm going to stay here in my kitchen and have fun cooking for you folks rather than Gordon Ramsay or any other reality cooking show. Kind of like Top Chef, though. By the way, this has become a nice looking dough so far, isn't it? We are at about the time when I can cast aside the spoons and get down and dirty. Yeah, this is cookie dough, meaning that if it looks too hard or too dry, don't add more liquid. Just get in there with your hands and start mixing it up, which is what will happen at some point. Because again, it's cookie dough. This is exactly the consistency you want it to have. There we go. And it's as easy as that. Voila! We have a sticky cookie dough. Haha. I forgot I had put this in the freezer. Glad I did, so that the chocolate remains hard. In addition to this, we're not done yet. Traditional chocolate chips. Use about half this and then put the other half onto the top. There we go. Nice and easy. Homemade chocolate chip cookie dough. Haha. Now, time to bring out the star of the show. Since this is my godson's birthday, and I promised a giant cookie, can mean only one thing. This is a job for Stumpy. Ah yes, Stumpy here has been in a few other videos. He, of course, is my Birmingham Stove and Range number 14 Century Series cast iron skillet. Yeah, I'm very proud of old Stumpy here. Even though he's a spinner, a lot of the biggest BSR pans turned out to be spinners. However, there's nothing wrong with baking in this guy here. And the reason why he is Stumpy is because I was amused by his handle. I think this was a casting flaw. I don't think he was damaged or anything like that. I think it actually came out like this. So the handle is a wee bit shorter, not to mention the fact that the handle compared to that pan, pretty stumpy in itself. So hello, Stumpy. Anyway, we're almost ready to go in the oven. All we have to do is grease the pan and lay down the cookie dough. It's a nice thing about being a spinner. I could do that. And all we do now is make a good impression, I hope. As you can see, that recipe made really more than enough for a giant cookie that would fill a giant cast iron pan. Because in fact, I want to press this down nice and thin. I mean, cookies are thin, while a lot of these recipes for skillet cookies end up giving you a cookie that rises like a cake and really, really, really thick. Now, nothing wrong with that, of course, but again, cookies are supposed to be thin. Spread this out so that the cookie is relatively even. Finally, the last step. There we go. You think that's enough chocolate chips? In goes Stumpy. Along with the tiny cookie, except of course, if not for Stumpy, that would be a pretty big cookie in itself. And we are done for now. In about, well, I'd say about 40 minutes, we will have a giant cookie. See you folks later. Hope you come back. I hope I didn't bore you too much. Welcome back, everyone. Time again for the big reveal. And by big, I certainly do mean big. Because when you're dealing with a giant cast iron pan, you gotta think big. Stumpy does it again. We've got ourselves a giant cast iron cookie here. As you can see, there was so much dough that this thing could easily have gone into a bigger pan, maybe a 16 or even a 17 inch. Unfortunately, I can't cut into it. Number one, it's just come out of the oven. Got to let it cool off a little bit. And number two, it is for my godson's birthday party later this afternoon. So all I can do is let this cool off, wrap it up, so that it doesn't dry out. You know, put aluminum foil over the top. Oh, and incidentally, that's exactly what I did with my small cookie for my roommate. And this way, I get to pull the same joke I do every time I make one of these cookies, and that is, oh dear, I'm sorry, I goofed and only ended up with one cookie. But hey, then again, that's okay. It just means that we're all sticking to our diet. Serving size, one cookie. Well, the recipe, as you can see, was as easy as snap to make. There's no trouble at all. Anyone can do this. All you need is flour, sugar, eggs, chocolate chips, and of course a nice big cast iron pan, which certainly should be a must in every kitchen. So, other than that, I've got to get ready for my for the birthday party. As always, I'm hoping everyone enjoyed this, and I do hope this encourages you to give this a try yourself, because this one is easy, and I really mean anyone can do it. So, have fun today on this Sunday. Enjoy your cookies, And as always, I'll see you all later. Thank you very much for watching.